Psychic artists often show water as the medium that expresses the flow of cosmic or spiritual energy through the different dimensions. When we look out across water towards the horizon, it can sometimes be difficult to discern where it meets with the sky. One of the problems for people opening themselves up to multi-dimensional or cosmic communication is knowing what they are encountering, which is why it is important to be selective and only accommodate those that come in truth, love, and openness. Then there is the idea of us talking to our higher selves, that part of us existing within another plane or dimension. Meditation is a spiritual practice that connects us with our higher self, enabling us to explore the very nature of what we are. The aim is to go inwards until a state of consciousness is reached, experienced as being pure awareness. In this state of consciousness, there is no separation between subject and object. In other words, the apparent duality between the inner and outer realities disappears. We experience everything as being one, and being one with everything. To put it another way, we are turning our attention from the surface to the inner depths of the mind, a process that assists in building the bridge between personality and soul. Because of the demands of our earthly existence, we tend to neglect the inner connection. Our attention becomes concentrated on the external rather than the internal. Carol Fraser points out this in her lecture, Nourishing the Divine Essence Within Us, which is freely available on the digital lecture archives of the Wessex Research Group Network website. Carol talks about how we need to restore the balance and nourish the divine essence within us. Meditation is not new. It's been practiced for at least 5,000 years. I would suggest that it's as old as humanity itself because of the inherent connection between the inner and outer self. Interest in meditation in the West grew towards the end of the 1950s. By the end of the 1960s, thousands of people worldwide were practicing many different forms. At this time, there was a wonderful exchange and influx of ideas from east to west, where knowledge of practices such as yoga, tai chi, and many other things came to our attention, all things that nourish the inner and outer aspects of the self. Well, the practice of meditation requires the alignment of three essential components that form the personality, the mind, the emotions, and the physical body. As we develop physical coordination, emotional stability, and mental poise, we build an integrated personality, allowing the brain to function at a vibration that allows the channels of communication to the higher self to be created. Through constant practice, we create an unimpeded funnel which connects brain consciousness with intuitive awareness. Well, the alignment of personality develops the pineal gland and the pituitary body, which begin to connect with each other. This happens at a point in the brain called the third ventricle, and it is here that the visualization process that facilitates the opening of a channel between the two glands occurs. As the process develops through continued practice, a third energy center at the back of the head called the altar major becomes active, and as the energy begins to flow between all these locations, the connection between them grows and the vibration is increased. The connection between the higher self and the personality grows and develops until eventually the two merge, blend, and become one. When this connection is made, the purpose of the soul can be realized, And when all the aspects that make us what we are begin working in harmony with each other, we start to enrich our central nervous system and so promote better health, prevent illness, resolve mental and emotional problems, and create a sense of self-confidence and self-esteem. Well, despite the many benefits that harmony brings between mind, body and spirit, we find that the personality does not always want to make contact with the higher self, perhaps fearing that it will lose its power. Love and joy are the nature of the soul, and as we connect more and more into the higher self, more of these qualities flow into our personal life and out into a needy world. Scriptures and teachings tell us that it is our divine right to be happy, yet the mind often sabotages this process by endlessly creating reasons and excuses, even physical discomfort and illness, to stop the connection taking place. Treading a path of spiritual unfoldment, the unfolding of the true or higher self, requires persistence, discipline, and commitment. Interestingly, people like Sir George Trevelyan and the Open Hand Foundation suggest that as we move into the Aquarian Age, the meditative state will become the norm, when we will be in this state the whole time. Life becomes meditation, so to speak. Life will be tremendously liberating, tremendously creative. This state is often called unity consciousness or enlightenment. Then there will be a new experience of duality. The experience of unity consciousness is expressed through us in the illusionary universe of relativity, when we can remain in the state of unity consciousness, yet be fully engaged with the demands of the relative world, and yet non-identified with it. We will then have reached a state of full enlightenment. Well, having let go of the desires formed within the ego, we surrender to the natural pull of the soul, which takes us, each of us, on a unique journey of deeper realizations as to who we are, expressed through the mirror of the relative universe. In other words, we each experience a destined way of life, the life of the true self. Where is the true self? I look deep within. It is not the body, deeper still. It is not the mind, deeper and deeper, until I find it is not even the part of me doing the looking. Then finally the true self reveals itself in the deepest part of myself, and it expands out of me to fill the universe. Then in each moment I learn to become it, that which is both looking and being looked upon, that which is both hearing and being, heard that which is both feeling and being, felt that the search is over. The true self that I have looked for was here all the time.